From the asphalt to Valhalla. Motor Cop Chronicles.
Welcome, everybody. For anybody that's tuning in to watch this short one, don't know who I am. My nickname's Iceman. Been called that for over 20-something years. I've been a police officer working on my 31st year, motorcycle cop for over 20. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about Senatobia, Mississippi. I think that's how you say it. Had a shooting of two people, a suspected shoplifter, and unfortunately a 1-year-old child lost his life. And of course, you know how anything like that goes. There's going to be a lot of unhappy people in a community. No, not a whole bunch of information's out about it. So I'm just going to give my opinion on what we know so far and from what I think may happen. If I am wrong, I will definitely admit when I'm wrong. But I want to give my opinion on it and what I think is going to maybe happen with the case once more information comes out. We're still waiting on body cam. We're still waiting on footage from Walmart. Of course, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations is handling it, not the local PD. You know, these things do take a little while sometimes. I mean, it just happened like 3 days ago. We're going to watch some videos, new stuff involving it, and then I guess we'll talk about it a little bit. This first one's going to be from a news organization. I will put those stuff down in the links.
I don't know anything right now. My grandson gone. I just want justice. The fast way.
Tonight, the family of a 1-year-old little boy shot and killed by a police officer in North Mississippi calling for justice as the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation now takes over that case. Hi, thanks for being with us. I'm Shay Arthur. An adult was also injured after that shooting that started as a shoplifting call at the Walmart in Senatobia. WRG's Caitlin Barker is live in Senatobia tonight. And Caitlin, you spoke with those relatives just hours after that incident today.
Good evening, Shay. Well, I spoke with many relatives right now. They're very upset and understandably very emotional. And they tell me right now they have more questions than answers.
We don't really know anything. We don't know why it happened or whatever. All we know is that a car was shot up and a 1-year-old baby was killed.
A family is heartbroken after 1-year-old Cohen Wiley was shot and killed during an officer-involved shooting at the Walmart on US 51 Sunday afternoon. According to NBI investigators, the incident involved Senatobia police officers and the Tate County Sheriff's Office. The NBI says law enforcement officers were responding to a shoplifting call. When officers arrived, they, quote, encountered 2 subjects and a juvenile child fleeing the store. Police say when they attempted to stop the vehicle, the driver drove in the direction of the officers, almost striking one. That's when an officer, quote, discharged their weapon before the vehicle fled at the scene.
It didn't have to happen this way. It could have been handled differently.
Lacole Wiley, a relative of those involved in the incident, says she doesn't understand how a shoplifting call could lead to a child being shot and a woman in critical condition that she believes was over diapers.
Senatobia, Mississippi policeman shot, open fire in a public setting over allegedly some Pampers.
After the shooting, authorities say the driver, along with the child's mother and the child, came to the local hospital where 1-year-old Cohen Wiley was pronounced dead and another individual had critical injuries.
I'm just lost for words, to be honest.
Everybody held accountable.
Someone need to be held accountable for it.
I'm going to stop for a second. The relative, not this, I believe this is the grandpa, the lady that was speaking before, she's saying, you know, she understands how somebody got shot over some Pampers. The shots wasn't fired over the Pampers. Shots were fired when the driver allegedly drives towards the police officers, which then in fact turns that car into a weapon. Okay? That's why I believe the shots were fired. If she would have drove in the opposite direction or something else, away from them, not towards them, I would hope not anyway, I don't believe that any shots would have been fired. So it's not because of that. Everybody's wanting, quick justice. Quick justice don't always mean correct justice. Unfortunately, things like this take a little while to investigate if you want to get it straight.
It's just not right.
While this family grieves the loss of little Cohen Wiley, they tell me
cute little
getting
boy.
justice for the little boy is a top priority.
Everything and everybody that was involved need to be held accountable. I'm not giving up until I get justice. It's a must.
Now, this investigation is ongoing and it's currently being conducted by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. Now, the Senatobia Police Department also released a statement saying in part, quote, "We are committed to full transparency. As the investigation progresses and facts are verified, we will share as much information as possible," end quote. I'm Caitlin Barker reporting live for your news leader, WREG News Channel 3.
Okay, a tough situation there. We'll continue to follow. Caitlin, thanks so much.
All right. Like I said, everybody, even a lot of these news medias are talking about, or they shot over some Pampers. They're not shot over the shoplifting, the theft of the Pampers. The shots were fired because the driver of the vehicle, who they say is in critical condition, they haven't released. That's all I've heard released about it. We're about to listen to the mother along with the attorney, one of them that they hired, because, of course, Ben Chump is one of the lawyers. He must not have flew down here yet, because I hadn't seen him plastered all over the TV, because we know he loves being in front of the news camera. They say they hired him. I guarantee you his people called them as soon as they saw this on the news, because, he's an ambulance chaser. But no shots would have been fired. I mean, if she wouldn't have done that, all they had to do was stop. Okay, and there's a whole bunch of people online saying, "Well, they didn't even steal nothing." Well, if that's the case, why did you try to run? All you had to do was stop and show a receipt. Then we're about to hear what the mom says, and I understand the mother. She looks extremely young. I mean, really young. I don't know what her age is. She looks like she might be 18 to 20, and that's it. But we're going to hear what she has to say, and then I'll just say it. We'll just talk about it after we hear what she has to say about it, because that's questionable stuff right there.
Keith.
Valencia Wiley lost her son to the negligence of law enforcement in Senatobia, Mississippi. Can you please tell what happened?
I gotta stop it right there for a second. This attorney, whoever this man is right here, the first thing that is that she lost her son from negligence from law enforcement. And I'm doing my best. I'm usually, especially if you have never listened before, I'm way more adamant than this usually, and I'm trying to control my language and stuff. My opinion, the majority of the negligent, okay, don't get me wrong on this, as a law enforcement person for 31 years, whenever you discharge your weapon, you're responsible for all them bullets. So don't think that I'm leaving whoever, they haven't named the police officer, whoever it was, just totally not responsible. Yeah, he holds some responsibility for this, okay? Did he murder him or anything like that? No. But is he negligent? Yeah, he does hold some negligence. But the majority of the blame of this is going to go to whoever her friend is that was driving that car. She chose to drive towards the cops doing that. All they had to do is put the brakes on, let her. Why did she even? She knows, we're about to hear, she knows the cops were coming. But the negligence of the police department, well, some of that police officer, yeah, he holds some part in it. But the majority of it goes to this driver.
At Walmart, as we was leaving out the Walmart, they tried to stop her, but I kept walking because it had nothing to do with me. By the time me and my baby got in the car, she came, and then when we was backing up, they was running out the come. I raised my baby up because they withdrew their gun. She had no.
Now she just said she raised. So it sounds like she got in the front seat with this child, not in a car seat, sitting in her lap. First of all, then she says she raised the baby up like just almost using the baby, saying, "Hey, we got a kid, just let us go." Almost like, start drawing a gun, so she raises her baby up. Are you trying to use the baby as a shield or as an excuse? Okay, you partly at fault right there. Why'd you get in the car if you had nothing to do with it? Why didn't you tell your friend to stop? This is the mother out of her own mouth. I'm not making nothing up. She raises the baby up, sitting in the front seat with the car. Look, I got a kid. Even if you didn't know, your friend, if your friend stole this shit or not. Excuse my language. You know if she did or not. So don't play that game, please.
I raised my baby up trying to show them that he was in the car. So she was backing up and she hit a car. As I was opening the door, so the door flew back in. By the time I sat my baby down, it was like 3 to 4 shots. One of the shots hit him in his rib cage, and the other shots hit her in her arm and her thigh. And we left and went to Senatobia hospital where he was pronounced dead.
Okay, after the driver was shot, your child shot and the driver stopped. Instead of stopping, so they take off. We're going to drive myself to the hospital, but we're going to take off still.
And they told me I wasn't going to be able to see him until he get back from Jackson. She got airlifted, and the police told me I couldn't leave out the hospital until somewhere I couldn't leave out, couldn't nobody come in. But I ended up walking out, and the crowd was questioning them, asking them what happened. They was like, she was shoplifting. But the passenger, it was me. They wasn't talking about me. They was talking about the driver. But on the little, what's it called, self-checkout, they can see, it's cameras, they can see when she got the diapers and walked out. But yeah, they tried to say that she forcefully was trying to drive.
She's trying to say they paid for it. Walmart, the cops didn't just show up here. The Walmart people, the security people, or loss prevention people, whatever you want to call them, called the cops to come there because they were shoplifting. I'm pretty sure, like I said, and if that's the case, just stop and show the cops your receipt. I paid for it. Everything's done, honky dory, you're going home. But you're raising your kid up, sitting in the front seat.
Hit them, but they was all on the right side, and she was driving towards the left. They just personally just shot in the car.
Did they try to charge you with anything?
No, they didn't charge me. They ain't charged me with nothing. They just let me go. And they didn't say nothing. They just kept telling the crowd that they were shoplifting. But I don't know if they found anything because it's nothing found.
I'm sorry, me personally, like I said, it's my opinion. I believe she's telling part of the truth, but not all of it. She knows. She couldn't even look at the camera when she was talking about there wasn't nothing to find. Okay. Now, like I said before, the officer that fired these shots holds some responsibility. The majority of the responsibility falls on whoever was driving that car and the mother. You're gonna hold your 1-year-old on your lap, then you're gonna hold them up in the air. Oh, look, we have No. Why would you just, if you know shit's going down, don't get in the car? Maybe you need to find out who you hanging out with. Now, of course, I didn't pull up none of this video. I'm getting ready to cut this 15 minutes. They had a big, large group. They got tear gas at the Walmart because they were protesting at the Walmart. I don't know if they tried to go in or not. I don't believe they might have started heading towards the door. Why you protesting Walmart? Walmart had they didn't shoot the child. They had the press conference down at the police station. Go down to the police station and protest. Walmart can't release videos and all that stuff like that. I believe they had one. I saw a man said he was from Tennessee, came down for this. Really, dude? No, that's called a paid agitator. They had signs out there that were professionally printed already. No justice, no peace. That shit. No, you got paid people already coming down. What you gonna do? Rush Walmart? No, it's not. It's not free loot day at Walmart. They stopped them from doing that because I believe that's majority of them was their intentions, especially the ones that came from out of town, out of state. Hopefully soon they do come out with stuff. If I'm wrong, hey, I'm wrong. I'll call it out, But like I said, if right now, for what we know, in my opinion, I believe that the cop has some responsibility in it. The driver of that car and that mother, wholly most of the responsibility, especially the driver. I don't know how bad she said she was shot in the hip and the legs. That usually isn't critical, so we'll see. Maybe they got hit somewhere else. Unfortunately, because of bad choices by the mother and the friend for taking a child and stealing, you bring your child with you. This poor little boy will never have the opportunity to grow up and be a man because of all the choices these people made. So put in the comments if you agree, disagree, hate me, think I'm stupid. I don't know. Put in the comments. Get a like and follow, and as soon as we get some more information, I'll put some more stuff out on it.
Yeah.